Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first EGL Lolita YouTubers collab, which is pretty cool. I've been wanting to join in these for a while, and so we're doing just kind of like a get to know me better like question and answer video, and these questions are gonna be under like the more than address collab, so definitely go check out all the other creators that participated in it. A couple of my friends are doing it too, so I hope you guys like it. A little room update: I'm gonna start filming in this corner because I think it's my aesthetically pleasing corner. My apartment came fully furnished, which was nice because I didn't have to spend as much money furnishing it, but that means that they picked all ugly furniture, so I've been trying to make it more pink and cute, and I think I've been doing pretty well with that. If you noticed last time up here I had some paint missing from my wall. That is because my necklace rack fell down and took some casualties with it. So I got some new prints from Pink Fake Flowers. She had a print sale last week, and I wish I'd asked her to print out the artwork that I commissioned from her of me, but I forgot to do that until they already arrived. So maybe if she does another sale, I'll ask her to do that. But they're super cute, and I think it just ties this whole corner together. So I guess I'm going to get into these questions. It's like a mix of Lolita specific ones and then just like my personal life, so that'll be pretty fun. The first one is going to be, if I could live anywhere, where would I choose? Probably my hometown. I go to college out of state right now, and I do really like my location for that, but the area that I grew up in is pretty cool. It has like a ton of stuff to do. It's a really nice area, and in general I like being in like cities, suburb area. If I could live like abroad anywhere, I think I'd probably choose Italy. We have some family there, and I would love to go back and like see where my family originates from. I think that would be really cool. The next one is, what is my favorite brand for Lolita fashion and why? Angelic Pretty. I think that's fairly obvious by the everything about me. I also really love Baby and Meta, and Maximum has really been catching my eye lately. They have some really cute releases. I ordered a dress, which I will probably do a review of on camera here, because this will be my first piece from them. And I definitely want to order some cutsews and blouses from them. There's a couple cutsew OPs that I think are really cute, so that will be coming soon. Real or fictional, what is my biggest fear? A couple of my biggest fears are kind of dark, so I'm just going to sum it up by saying stranger danger, and that my mother watched a lot of true crime shows when I was growing up that kind of traumatized me. I also just really don't like the dark. Like when it's like super pitch black, it makes me really uncomfortable, and I still sleep with a nightlight because of that. What is my least favorite brand for Lolita and why? I wouldn't say I have a least favorite brand in the sense that like I dislike any brand, like objectively. There are some brands that I don't like for me because obviously I wear sweet. But with brands like Victorian Maiden, Juliette et Justine, they make some gorgeous pieces that I can very much appreciate the artistic merits of them, but I just personally would not wear them because it's not a style I gravitate towards. Marianne Emmanuel, the admin of Big Sisters of Lolita Fashion, wears a lot of those like longer, more mature pieces, and she wears them beautifully, and I love her coordinates, but not for me. Really, I guess I'll spill some tea. Diamond Honey has made some questionable design choices. That last dress, you guys know the one I'm talking about. The most offensive thing that I find about it is just that it was ugly, if we're being honest. Also, Souffle Song has made some interesting design choices. Anyways, next question. If I could get paid to do anything, what would it be? Exist. Just pay me to exist. That's what I want. Like Momoko said, I do not dream of labor. No, but in all seriousness, I think it would be really, really cool to open like a boutique for Lolita that was also like a stylist, like glamour shots type thing. Like this has definitely existed in the past, but that store is now closed down. I also think it'd be kind of cool to like do one that like focused on like a sub-style. Like, I mean, I'd probably do sweet, obviously, because that's my area of expertise. I don't really know anything about styling classic, and I am getting into gothic, but I'm definitely not an expert yet. But we used to have this place where me and my sister would go, and you could dress up, they would do your hair, they would do your makeup, and they would take really cool photos of you. I think that'd be super fun to do with like alt fashion. I think that'd be really fun. So I would love to run something like that. What dress, item, or accessory was the most difficult for me to acquire? I guess in terms of rarity, my pink and mint honey cakes are definitely the rarest thing in my closet in terms of they just don't show up super often. Especially, I have a full set of my pink honey cake. I have the socks and the head bow, which were very difficult to get, and I was very lucky to find them. In terms of cost, it'd be my Milky Chan bag because, again, this is something that doesn't show up that often, and when it does, it goes for quite expensive prices. I also got the muffler, so that's kind of cool. So I'm one step closer to just, like, full Milky Chan goodness. In terms of things I've, like, gone out of my way to find, any AP socks that are in good condition that are 2009, I've found my honey cake socks, my Milky Chan socks, Cherry Berry Bunny, and a couple of my Sugar Pony socks. Oh, and Melty Chocolate. I found them all, like, new with, like, the clip on it that, like, never been worn, which is really, really cool because some of y'all are nasty. I see you trying to sell your used socks for, like, $200 on Lace Market, and they're gross, and the soles are, like, black. Why? Don't do that. Don't give that to somebody if you don't take care and you don't wash your clothes. Why would you do that? And oh, one interesting thing that I found recently was a capelet from the Whimsical Vanilla Chan series. I found that on Jianyu. That's in the mail right now. It's coming in with my cat's tea party, which is kind of what I got it for. So I think that's going to be really fun. I'm going to wear that to a tea party in a couple of months. So let's see what else. If I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, what would it be? This one was hard just because, like, you get bored of things. Also, if I were to say I would only want to eat sugar for the rest of my life, that would not be good for me in any capacity. I do really like salmon. That's probably one of my main sources of, like, protein, and I am currently a college student, so you know I'm eating like garbage most of the time, so that kind of saves me from that and from not being completely anemic. Describe my ideal JSK or OP. I don't know if this is in terms of something that doesn't exist yet or, like, just, like, my favorite thing that does exist. We're just gonna go with both. In terms of things that already exist, I really love Angelic Pretty's mini sleeve OPs that have back shirring. I think they're really cute and comfy. I have one from Meta that I wore to go get my vaccine just because it's really easy. You just pop it on and all you have to do is find some socks and shoes and you have your cord. And I wish they would do more OPs with back shirring because I really love them and I think they're really comfortable. In terms of something that doesn't exist yet, I would really like a pastel dragon print. Like, think Milky Planet, but with pastel dragons. I think that'd be adorable, and I would love that. Let's see, what is next? So I'm, like, looking for the questions on my laptop. I, like, have my answers pre-planned, but I'm, like, flipping between, like, the actual Excel sheet and, like, my notes. What is the best compliment I've ever received, Lolita or non-Lolita? I get a lot of compliments on my eyes, which I appreciate because they are my favorite feature about myself. Having green eyes is kind of fun and different. I don't think I've met a lot of people with my eye color, which is pretty cool. And then in terms of Lolita, I've had a couple people recently, like I was on a Discord server with some people that were randomly like, oh my god, like, I watch your content, I follow you on Instagram, and you, like, really inspire me. It makes me really happy. I never thought that that would be something that would happen, but it did, and it really warmed my heart because I want everyone to live their best Lolita life, and if I am helping inspire you, then that makes me really happy. What is a pet peeve that I have that only seems to bother me or a small amount of people? I really hate in Lace Market when people put, like, super rare in, like, the listing title because you know that they're just doing it to justify whatever price they're trying to sell it for, and sometimes it's not worth it. You do not need to put super rare in the title if it's something that's actually sought after. We will know. You don't need to say that your Puppet Circus is really rare because it's Puppet Circus. Like, people know. Next is, what was the best meetup I've ever attended in Lolita? One that I went to a couple of weeks ago. It was a tea party at, like, picnic in a garden, and it was really gorgeous outside. It was really nice. We had a little Easter egg hunt, and it was just really fun. I went with my best friend. I loved it. I would love to go to that place again because it was stunning. Everything was in, like, full bloom. It was just a great time. What was the first thing that I would do if I won the lottery of $10 million? By Lolita. I would also buy a house because houses are expensive and I do want to have a very aesthetically pleasing house in the future. I wanted to, like, have a Lolita room. I think that would be really cool. What other alt fashions besides Lolita am I into, or which ones would I like to get more involved with? I also wear Fairy K in addition to Lolita. I don't wear it nearly as much just because my brain kind of focuses on Lolita all the time, but I do really like Fairy K. It's something that I wear pretty casually when I'm not trying to like take up too much space. I don't really wear Lolita on campus in lectures just because like I don't want like my head bow to be blocking the board, and I don't want like my skirt to be like in anyone's personal space. So Fairy K is just a little bit easier for stuff like that. What is my favorite book and or movie? For books, I really love the Wicked Lovely series by Melissa Marr. It's a fantasy series, and it's something that I can find myself getting sucked into like super easily if I have like a plane ride or a long car ride. I very much go to that because it's just super easy for me to become immersed in the world and makes the time pass a lot faster. And then for movies, it's Howl's Moving Castle. I love that movie so much. I love the ships, the music, the story. Oh, it's just amazing. I read the book too. I want to read the other two books because it's very different from the movie, but still amazing. What is my favorite Lolita substyle? Sweet, obviously. And which substyle do I wish was real or accepted? I don't know if there's any like substyle that I wish was real. I wish punk Lolita would make more of a comeback because I've been getting into punk and I think it's really cool, and I would love to see more people get into it as well. Real or fictional, what pet would be my ideal one? I want a cat. That is my goal when I have my own house and I am completely moved out. I'm in an apartment right now and it is pet friendly, but I do go between my hometown and my college town a lot, and I don't think it'd be fair to either put my pet up with a boarder or make them travel back and forth a lot. That just does not sound like a fun time for them. So once I am settled, that's what we'll do. What is my favorite plushie or figure / toy? How did I acquire it? So it's actually this little Pokemon plushie. This is Shaman. And I got this when I was like 8 years old. I was at summer camp and we went to an amusement park and they had like a gift shop and they had Pokemon. And I saw this little guy and I didn't know much about it. I think I got into playing the games shortly afterwards, but I just remember thinking that like he was really cute. And I've never seen a Shaman plushie that looked quite right other than this one. All of the ones I've seen since have looked really sad. But Shaman is still one of my favorite Pokemon. Generation 4 is my favorite series of games. And so like as far as like my favorite mythical Pokemon goes, it's Shaman. It's quite beat up since it is over 10 years old, but I do want to take it to a toy restore because I love it so much and I don't want to get rid of it ever. What is a pastime or hobby that I enjoy that most people don't know about? I guess most people in my online presence wouldn't really know much about it. Like definitely my friends and family know because I never shut up about it, but I'm a figure skater and then I also do ballet and contemporary dance. So those are pretty cool. I wouldn't say I have any like hobbies that I don't like talk about to my friends and family, but those two are definitely pretty uncommon, I think. When I get older, 60 plus years, what do I imagine my life will be like? I don't really think about it. I'm very much kind of a live in the moment type of person. But I definitely think that I would be like that weird old lady at like the senior citizens home, just like causing trouble. I think that's probably where I will end up. When did I realize that I had an Ida phase, and when did I finally shift out of that phase? Or if I was never an Ida, how did I avoid it? I wouldn't really say I had a full-blown Ida phase, but I definitely didn't get it 100% right on my first try because the way I got into Lolita was through an actual Lolita talking about the rules and stuff, and she gave us like a list of resources to look up that I did look into. I found the old live journal handbook and stuff like that, but I didn't really interact with the online community at all when I made my first coordinate. I don't think it was terrible. I mean, I'll put up pictures of my first two that I would say are like the worst out of my things. I definitely made a lot of questionable design choices with my coordinates when the pandemic started up because I had gone from wearing it once every few months to wearing it like every single day. And so I just wore things a bunch of different ways, and some of it worked out really nicely. Some of it I have deleted off my Instagram. But as far as my first coordinate goes, I definitely think I could have styled my hair much better. I used to have extremely long hair that I didn't know how to style at all. And so a lot of the times it would just end up looking kind of like flat and lifeless, which wasn't nice. and I definitely needed a better petty. I was wearing like 2 Party City like costume petticoats that didn't look good. I wasn't wearing any leg wear, but that's because I had planned to wear tights, and it was Texas and it was 103 degrees outside, and I was like, we're not gonna do that. I wish I had like some cute ankle socks to go with that old one, but I didn't at the time. And that's, I think, the thing that was holding me back was I didn't get like a full cord of all Lolita pieces until like my first cord that I wore outside was in June. And then by the time I had my full cord of everything was a Lolita piece was probably like September or October. Probably October, I want to say. And so I tried to make like my normie wardrobe work for Lolita, especially in the shoe and legwear department. That did not work. The opposite is true now. I make my Lolita wardrobe go with my normie clothes, which really aren't normie clothes. They're still mostly cute pastel, J-fashion kind of inspired things, even if I'm not in full Lolita or Fairy K. But yeah, I think that was definitely holding me back, was not just having like head to toe Lolita pieces. But I wouldn't say I was like a complete Milano Ida, at least, so I have that going for me. How would my friends describe me versus how would a stranger describe me? I think my friends would describe me as silly. If I'm a little bit off today because I am extremely sleep deprived. I stayed up until 3 a.m., almost 4 a.m. to finish some homework, and then I woke up at 7:30 for some ungodly reason. So I'm so tired right now. And like the silliness just gets worse as I get more and more tired. Strangers would probably describe me as shy, just because it takes a little bit for me to come out of my shell around people and be able to interact. Once I get out of that stage where I'm like overthinking what to say to people, it gets better from there. What is the most I've ever spent on a single wardrobe item? And what about the least? Milky Planet, we're not going to talk about how much I spent on it. It was a lot. I did not pay $1,000 for it. I paid less than that, but it was still a lot. And I definitely did it on a payment plan. The least I spent on a main piece was $39 for a Baby the Star Shine Bright skirt, which is super cute. It's a print that I already have. It's the Milk Chan and Snow Strawberry print. I got the skirt in Saks. It was so cute, and I saw it on Japanese Mercari, and I had to have it. And, you know, I got a good deal on it, so that was pretty cool. I have to say, like, I overspent on a lot of wardrobe items when I was first getting into this fashion, just because I didn't know the going rates for things. Now that I kind of have, like, watched the market a little bit more, I'm less likely to overspend on something. Something like Milky Planet in yellow is something that I will shell out money for, but there are other things that are on my wish list that if they pop up and they're above what I think that the going rate for that dress should be, then I won't pay for it. So, character development. What subject did I enjoy most in school, or what do I study in college if I went? I do go to college. I'm studying marketing right now. I don't know why, but I am. I'm also doing a musical theater minor, which I enjoy a lot more. In middle and high school, I really liked English. That was probably my favorite thing. I'm not a math person at all. Numbers confuse me. Who is my best friend online and or in person, and do I have a Lolita friend? Yes, I do. They're the same person. My best friend, her name's Sammy. I talk about her a lot. We do like collabs and stuff on social media because I adore her. She's one of my favorite people in the world. We went to that same Lolita panel together, and I got super into it, and then she didn't get into it for a few years, then I kind of dragged her in. And so we go to meets together. It's really fun. I keep making the joke that like anytime we go to one of our local meets for like a package deal, because we kind of cling to each other. Now that we've made more friends in the community, we tend to be a little bit more social, but I definitely was worried that we came off as like maybe standoffish, just because we both have like a little bit of social anxiety when it comes to this thing. But I would say we're pretty integrated in there now. Anyways, I adore her. I will put up a couple pictures of us because she's so cute, and we twinned, and it was a whole vibe, and we hang out all the time. What do I think my audience assumes incorrectly about me? You may assume that I only wear and like sweet, but I do have a very strong appreciation for classic, as I said before, even though it's not something I would personally wear. I love to see on other people. I think it's beautiful. And I do love gothic, and we'll be having a little gothic punk corner in my wardrobe very soon. I really like old school gothic. I think it's really comfy and really nice for everyday wear. And I've been investing in some Putumayo and old school baby pieces that should be coming in soon. because I wore one old school punk coordinate and I was very comfortable in it and I really liked how I looked in it, so I'll have my little corner of shame pretty soon. Does Lolita and alt fashion trickle into other parts of my life, like room decor, hobbies, media? Absolutely. My room decor is very Lolita inspired. I use my bags as decor, the prints obviously, and then I have a lot of plushies, a lot of cute pink pastel things that definitely match. I also use my pieces in a non-Lolita way, as I mentioned, like earlier I was wearing like an AP hoodie with like a skirt, just casually. And I think a lot of the media I'm interested in is kawaii adjacent, and I definitely think it had a lot to do with me getting into Lolita later in my life. I was obsessed with Barbie movies as a child. I still am. I love them so much. The Winx Club series was one of my favorite things growing up. Again, still is. I love that show. I like magical girl animes, all of that. Like, I was always very interested in like fashion and hyper feminine things as a child, and I think that I'm now embracing them as an adult, which is really cool. So, and I want to learn to make some accessories that I can use for my cords, so I guess that's the hobbies version. I want to learn how to make jewelry because I want to make like my own chokers and wrist cuffs and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty fun. If I never discovered Lolita, what do I think I would be wearing and what hobbies would occupy its place instead? So before Lolita, I was very into pastel goth, and I think I would still be heading in that direction. While I still consider myself as somebody who's into makeup, I definitely don't really go as like experimental and bright with my makeup as I used to. I used to be that person who would show up to school in like bright blue turquoise lipstick. I made some very interesting makeup choices when I was first learning how to do it, and I'm glad that I went to an all-girls school where it was contained and nobody made fun of me, at least to my face. But definitely with my makeup now, I pretty much stick to the same like standard look, like pink eyeshadow, blush. So I guess I would say I'd probably still be into makeup a lot more like experimental makeup looks. But Lolita is still number one in my list of things that I wear on a day-to-day basis. Do I see myself wearing alt fashion for my entire life? 50, 60, even 70 years old? Why or why not? I mean, I'm not sure what the future holds. Who knows? Maybe I'll grow out of suites. Maybe I'll sell my entire suite wardrobe and become a classic Lolita. Probably not. But I've always really loved styling outfits and dressing in a very alternative way that's true to myself. So I'm sure even when I'm an old lady, I'm still going to be styling. I'm still going to be looking amazing. Yeah, and so that is all the listed questions. It does say to ask a question to all of y'all and see what you guys answer in the comments. I would love to know, A, if you wear Lolita, if so, what substyle, and C, what is your dream dress? So if you want to answer those for me, I would love to know. This was really fun. I had a good time. So I hope you guys found this interesting. Maybe now you know a little bit more about me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!